Well, that was a pretty fun basketball game. I had a good old time watching that game. I'm not concerned that we lost. I'm super proud of the Heat right now. Really proud of that game last night. Let's be honest here, and I hate having to talk about this every game, but it's the reality of the situation right now with this team is that we're missing key guys. Jimmy, we're missing Tyler, we're missing Haywood, and we're going against a Bucks team that's has all of their main guys. I know Jay Crowder was out and Pat Connaughton got hurt, but their core most important guys were all there, all playing, and all playing well. For us to have been in that game, the whole game, without key guys is really, really a testament to how tough this team is and the depth of this team, and I just couldn't be happier. When you have guys stepping up the way they stepped up, like a Josh Richardson, like a Jaime Jaquez, how we see Caleb Martin really, really starting to come into his own. That combined with the fact that we still have Jimmy and Tyler and Haywood out and they're coming back. I keep saying, once this team is fully healthy and firing on all cylinders, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But on the flip side to that, are we ever going to be fully healthy? That's what kind of freaks me out, because I feel like I'm saying this every video. And I'm not trying to make an excuse, because that really is the reality of the situation. Like the Knicks game, we had no Duncan, no Tyler, and then Jimmy ended up spraining his ankle. This game, no Jimmy, no Tyler, no Haywood. It's hard to beat good teams when you're missing key guys, especially when the other team has all their guys. We're going to have to start learning to win games and close out games without key players, because it seems, and this was the same thing that was hurting us last season too, like we always had guys who were hurt. And I guess that's just how the Miami Heat play. They just play so hard that guys are going to get hurt sometimes. As far as the injuries go, we should be getting our key guys back very, very soon. We should see a pretty healthy, almost full team, hopefully for one of these Pacers games. We really only played like 7 guys. Jamal Cain played 11 minutes. Other than that, it was really 7 guys. It was Bam, Josh, Kyle, Duncan, Kevin Love, Jaime, and Caleb. That was really it. Bam played 42 minutes. So you could really tell that the Heat and Spo, they wanted this game. Whether that's because they cared this much about this in-season tournament, because we just need a win. Is it the Bucks Heat history thing? Is it the Dame thing? It's probably just a little bit of everything. There were stretches of that game, especially like that second quarter when Jaime was really going off. Like every basket that the Heat scored was exciting. It was just really fun, entertaining, intense basketball that we usually don't get in November. And maybe that is a testament to this in-season tournament thing. The cool thing about it is that it overall seems to be very, very well received overall by the fans and the players, and people seem to be really enjoying it. So that's pretty cool. Bam, I think this is his 10th game now, scoring over 20 points. Huge game, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, had a pretty similar stat line to Giannis, which is pretty impressive because he's a 2-time MVP and champion and finals MVP and the whole 9 yards. What an exhausting task. I mean, to play 42 minutes, the guys guarding 1 through 5. I mean, you see these possessions with Bam sometimes on defense. He's guarding Dame. He's guarding Brook Lopez. He's guarding Giannis. He's running down the court. He's getting rebounds. He's scoring. And just the intensity that Bam was playing with, the aggression, the confidence, really, really sticking it to Giannis, chirping back and forth with Giannis, drawing offensive fouls on Giannis. Josh Richardson's so happy for him. His shot is finally starting to fall, and we're starting to see now what Josh brings to the table, because I wasn't that familiar with Josh Richardson, and now I'm understanding Josh Richardson's game. Josh had 20 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 for 13 from the field. Really nice stuff. Kyle, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 for 10 from the field. Kyle has been so great this season. Really, really happy with Jaime Jaquez and Caleb Martin, man. Caleb, I think it's safe to say that Caleb is back. Some people are saying, oh, his shot's not there. He looks a little herky-jerky, blah, blah, blah. But Caleb's shot has always looked weird. He's always had that weird, like, what's the word, hinge, whatever it is with his shot. He has that kind of herky-jerkiness to his shot once in a while. But as far as Caleb Martin doing Caleb Martin type stuff, that seems to be back. I think that Brooklyn Nets game, I didn't even bother making a video of that Brooklyn Nets game, but I think that Brooklyn Nets game really helped Caleb. He had 20 points that game. And I think that game They didn't expect to win that game, but that really gave him the freedom to kind of just do what he wanted and needed to do, to shoot the ball, to run, to get the cobwebs out, get the rust out, and really get back into his groove. And you saw that continue into this game. And of course, Jaime Jaquez, the best rookie in the NBA, under 7 feet. The amazing thing about him, he played 33 minutes, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Continues to be unbelievably efficient, but there's something about his playing style. It feels like he's so impactful. So the whole time I'm watching that game and I'm so entertained and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, woo, and yeah. And we're tied, and it's tied like, all the way up. I mean, it was tied, what, all the way up until, I don't know, whatever, 3 minutes, 2 minutes in the whole game. We're up a little, we're down a little. The whole time I have that little voice in the back of my head like, man, the fourth quarter is where this game is going to be won. We are, I think, 5-13 now in fourth quarters this season. And I just sort of had a feeling that we just weren't going to have the firepower, and that if we were going to win this game, all of the chips and all of the basketball gods were going to have to fall in our favor in that fourth quarter. And of course, what happens? The fourth quarter starts, and this dude, I don't even know his name, Andre Jackson Jr. comes in. He plays for 3 minutes. This kid hit 2 3-pointers in 3 minutes. He comes down and shoots maybe the ugliest 3-pointer I've ever seen in my life. Like, it looked like his legs were crossed and one foot was over the other and he was off balance. It was the weirdest shot ever. Banks it in and then comes back and hits another 3-pointer. Rattles in. That other play where Giannis shoots a 3, it rebounds real far off. Brook Lopez gets it. He kicks it out to Dame. Dame hits it, and I'm just like, I just had that sinking feeling. Like, man, this just... when weird things like that happen, it's so demoralizing. And then whatever that whole weird play was in the end with when Spo got a tech and Jay Rich fouled Dame, and I was like, you guys are really calling a foul there, and then you're really giving Spo a tech, and it was just weird. Duncan was looking good though. Duncan took Giannis to the basket. I mean, once again, I talk about this all the time about how Duncan has just totally upped his game and added so much to his game. So to summarize everything, I'm not that disappointed that we lost this game. I am happy that we made it a game, considering who we were playing with, who we were missing. And this Bucks team, I don't know. I love Damian Lillard and I get the hype around them, but sometimes I think to myself, like, is this Bucks team really that much better than they were last year? Or are they better in some ways and not as good in other ways? Like, maybe they're more of an offensive threat. They're definitely not as much of a defensive threat as they were last year. I mean, we scored 124 points against them, and that's without Jimmy and Tyler, and we're not known as a high-scoring team. The Bucks definitely have some vulnerabilities. Fully healthy, full roster Heat team against a fully healthy, full roster Bucks team, I think we got them. I really do. And I'm not just saying that. I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be unbiased. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. No one really bothers me in the East. I got to be honest. I said that before the season, and I'm still saying it. That's it. We got back-to-back Pacers games coming up. That should be really fun. Hopefully, we start getting some guys back. This Pacers team, they're known as a very, very high-scoring team, and to beat them, look, you got to get ugly. You got to play ugly, tough, hard-nosed Miami Heat basketball, and you can't let them play this brand of Pacers basketball they have. They have a definite brand of playing. Apparently, also, their defense is not that great, and they just shoot the ball a ton. They play with a lot of pace, and you got to cut all that stuff off. You got to get ugly with them. You got to muddy it up. You got to muck it up, and you got to not let them play their brand of basketball, and you have to counter it by playing tough, ugly Miami Heat basketball. And hopefully everybody's back. Hopefully we can start racking up some wins, and that's about it.